that. Hey guys, and welcome back to another great episode of Pardon Our Honesty. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Megan.
Hey, we got a whole new setup. Don't y'all love this?
We trying it.
I love it.
We trying it.
But now you have to see our opinions on how I feel about it. And but anyway, we're going to keep it moving. All right. So today's episode is about micro cheating.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell is that, Megan? What the hell is micro cheating?
Okay. So last week I caught up with a past client, right? And she was saying, have you heard the expression micro cheating?
Okay.
And I was like, no, I don't know. Like there's cheating or there's not cheating.
Right.
And she said, micro cheating is like, I guess how you'd say it is the steps before you'd actually cheat. So I guess one question would be, what do you consider cheating?
Okay.
But she said it's not actual cheating, but it's the steps that lead to cheating. So if you're doing these things, what's more than likely, right? Okay. So I went online.
Did paper and a read, and
printed a list of micro cheating. So we'll go through a few of them. So it says micro cheating refers to behaviors that may not be physically infidelity, but can cross boundaries, create secrecy, and can lead to infidelity. Okay. So hiding text messages from your partner.
Okay. I consider that cheating already.
See, I would too. Okay. 100%. But so we were talking about this. She was like, what if you have a close? So here's what I think of sometimes, which I've never deleted anything from Edward, but I think of Edward.
Yeah.
What if Edward sent me something and said, let's just say, I'm going to plan this for Tiffany. What do you think? And we go back and forth about it. Maybe we had a long conversation and then we delete it. Is that because I'm deleting something? But on the other hand, I'm like, okay, well, it's about, let's say it's your birthday or your anniversary. Yeah. Do you justify that? I mean, I've never deleted anything from Edward. Let me just clarify. But
I also consider him your work husband.
But that's out there too.
Megan, get your damn husband because he's on my nerves. So I feel like it depends on what you're saying in these text messages.
Yeah.
Could they be, is it you're hiding it because you don't want your partner to know? Or is it because we're planning something? They're trying to get your opinion about would Tiffany like this? Or should I do something different or whatever? But
and at the very end, we'll go through more, but at the very end, it says a simple rule. If you feel uncomfortable doing it in front of your partner, explaining it to your partner, or letting your partner read the message, you're crossing the line.
Yes, you cheated.
Deleting conversations with a certain person.
Okay.
Keeping an ex as a secret contact. So you change their name in your phone. I feel like
that's hiding. So you're being deceptive.
It's deceitful. Yeah.
Yeah, you're being
And why would you be doing that if you didn't have intentions of something further?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But then I think I tried to, when we were talking about, I was trying to be like devil's advocate. Let's say Nick totally hated my ex, which he doesn't. But let's just say he did.
Okay.
Like say he despised him.
Okay.
But I still had to communicate with my ex. Would it make my life easier just to change the name? I mean, it's still lying. Well,
once it's found out, it's going to become.
Then it makes it look worse.
Mess. Yeah, it does make it look worse.
Flirting through social media comments.
What the hell? Because I don't even know what dating and flirting is like anymore.
But I think that really use social media that much.
Yeah.
But I can see that. Let's say your spouse or significant other thinks somebody's cute at work and they're like nice shirt, nice whatever. I mean, that's flirting. And I think people
what if
don't.
It's genuine. Like, I do think that's a nice shirt.
But should a man be saying that to a woman or a woman?
Or if they're in a relationship,
it doesn't matter, woman to woman, man to man, whatever. But if they're in a relationship with someone, should they be complimenting someone else? I think people downgrade social media, but I think social media is where it starts.
It does. Absolutely, it does. Because you think about all that catfish and stuff, it starts on social media.
Well, yeah, and pictures. I mean, you see people in their freaking bathing suits, their underwear, so if you're remotely attracted to that person, and I think that's
way in.
Where's that on here? Somewhere. Okay, it says frequently liking and commenting on one person's selfies. So, people post shit on Facebook or whatever, Instagram all the time. If you're constantly on their page liking it, is that a red flag if you see your boyfriend or husband liking someone's photo all the time? I would be like, what's the deal?
I don't know, because I do have this ex he's married, and he will comment on individual posts that I make, but also on posts with me and Ed. And I never thought about any of that, but I don't know now.
See, I don't know. With social media, I feel like it's like the
I don't
gateway
know.
drug.
Right?
You know, like people say marijuana's on that, and then
Yeah.
people call it the gateway drug.
Yeah.
But like, I'm like, is it the gateway drug? Like, oh, I like your picture, and then he likes my picture, and then I'm like, ooh, he liked my picture, so let me like his other picture. Does it lead to something? And
Eventually, it is if you don't clarify what are we doing? Why are you? What is your intention? I think that has to be the first question. If you confront your partner that's doing these things, what are your intentions? Are you just being nice? Or are you being nice for something else?
because I feel like, let's say your partner found somebody attractive. Why do they have to like the picture? They could just look at it. I feel by liking it, you're kind of giving them
sending a
that you're
signal.
letting, right. You're
Like,
saying a
hey, what's
signal.
your fishing?
I'm looking at your page and but people downplay that. Like, oh, it's just social media. But I feel like sharing personal relationship problems with someone you may be attracted to.
Okay, that's always a red flag.
And I
don't
think, you
care
know where
who
that
it
happens
is.
all the time?
Work at work.
Work.
Yeah.
When people are working with people, you have to think if you work, we don't work a regular job, but if you worked a regular job and you're with somebody, what, 8 to 9 hours a day,
Okay.
you're with them more than you're with your family.
Yes.
You're more, and so like, do you go to work and be like, man, my wife didn't make me breakfast today, or did, whatever it may be? Are you planting a seed to like get attention? And
Or
are you
maybe
doing it
you're just
deliberately?
or maybe you're just venting. I think when you're having issues in your relationship, you always look for somebody to vent to. I'm only going to vent to women because I'm never going to become attracted to you to fall and make a mistake. So if you're venting at work to a man, and if you have some small inkling, even if you don't, I think because they're hearing you, they're validating you, they're saying, I wouldn't do that if I was your significant
Right.
other. Then you're going to start forming a bond, whether it's you're attracted to that person initially or not. You're going to start forming a bond. And yes, that can lead to the slippery slope that, oh crap, I didn't mean to do that, but we did.
Right.
So I would not, that's always been a bad thing. As
And
far
I
as
think it's
cheating
really
goes.
hard for most people. Like, there's one on here. We'll just get to that because we're going to talk about it. But calling someone your work spouse. So Edward, we call each other work spouses. And like Edward is somebody I can talk to or could talk to me. And I have zero attraction to Edward. No offense, Edward. But like, you know what I'm saying? But I still don't think that necessarily excuses that because
Yeah.
maybe you shouldn't have. You know what I mean? And do people know how to keep those boundaries? And I don't know if it's because me and you are so close and me and him have a respectful, like we respect
But I think you all have a lot in common as well, both of you.
with our
Yeah,
stereotypes.
with partners that had kids before you started dating them. The kids kind of have, some issues, and you guys both had experienced that. And then you were a mentor to not just him, but everybody in the office. So, I
Yeah.
mean, and then I wasn't here. So I would have preferred he hang out with you
Yeah, then somebody.
than somebody else because I was gone on a deployment. And, if he got lonely, well,
Yeah.
hell, you don't want him. So good for that. Go hang out with Megan.
But where does that become a slippery slope?
Where does it become a slippery slope?
Because like I know, like if Nick was talking to you, cool. Like I got no concerns.
Yeah.
But I've had friends in the past where if he would have contacted them, I would have been like, hail to the no. Because you know what I'm saying? So where, or like let's just say at work, he's at work.
Yeah.
I don't know who he works with, doesn't work with.
Mhm.
You know, at what point is like, are you like, what do you tell your significant other in regards to relationships at work? It should be professional. You don't go to lunch together. You don't do whatever. Like, what does that look like?
Well,
Especially for the typical 9 to 5.
I had experience with that. The person I was in a relationship with, every time we were on the phone, and this is very weird, but every time we were on the phone, he would mention this other person, mention every single time.
Yeah.
And I would be like, well, is that your girlfriend? And so he called once and said he was not in the States. I need this product. I said, well, why don't you have your girlfriend go pick it up? Because it was a feminine product. Why don't you have your girlfriend go pick it up for you since y'all talk all the time and she's not going to be ashamed to purchase the item that you need? And from that, I just already knew if you're talking about this person every time we have a conversation and you guys work together, something in the milk ain't clean.
Yeah.
You are doing
And
something
I think
inappropriate with this young lady. And why do you feel comfortable to be telling me, so and so, we did this today? We did that
but
today."
I think people do that so you don't suspect anything. Like, if I was doing something wrong, why would I tell you? This is just my
'Cause
cool
you're a
friend.
dummy.
But you know what I'm saying? I think if you make it seem like part of a normal conversation, then you don't expect it.
No.
But I'm like, I feel like I feel like back in the day, relationships were so much stricter, right? Well, they didn't have
Mhm.
social media,
Yeah.
but it was stricter. You didn't have or,
Okay, I
relationships
see
with
what you're
people you
saying.
could be
Yeah.
attracted to. You
Yeah.
didn't go to lunch. You didn't do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's like, let's just meet here.
Yeah.
And with my job, our job, to
Mhm.
be honest, I meet with clients of the
Mhm.
opposite sex all the time.
All the time.
Sometimes I go get coffee with them, or we go get food before we go look at houses, or we drive around all day, or we like,
Yeah, that's true.
so some of them are single, some of them are married.
Yeah.
So, you know, should you not be doing that? But like,
You can't, I mean, we can't help but do that. It I think it has more to do with who you are as a person and how much do you value the relationship.
or your intent.
Yeah, and your intent because I did see this thing on social media not too long ago and Ed was like, "Do you need that workbook?" It kind of pissed me off, but I was like, I could see how that can happen, but it's a book to help you figure out you've decided in yourself, I don't want this relationship anymore. But you have not told your partner, I don't want this relationship anymore. So this book is a transitional book to help you figure out all your life stuff before you drop the bomb on the person and say, I'm out of here. So I could absolutely see someone starting to detach
And do stuff
and
like
do stuff
this.
like this in preparation, I'm leaving this relationship.
Yeah.
So they've already decided in their mind, I'm
Going
leaving.
this way.
So all this stuff here is just this is helping me find my next guy or my next girl. But I do feel if you're not happy, all these things you should be telling your partner, I'm not happy. And if we don't fix this relationship, these things are going to start happening
Yeah.
because it's
And
not
I think
fair.
some of these things probably happen before you even realize it.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, especially if you're in a 9 to 5 job and you sit at a desk maybe and you're sitting next to somebody all day and you're just talking shit all day. You may not even realize like they're thinking something, or maybe they're not
Okay,
either in the
yeah.
beginning. And then all of a sudden it's like, do you want to go grab lunch? You're like, oh yeah, it's just my friend from
Yeah.
work.
Just
This one says these two: telling another person things that you haven't shared with your partner yet, or looking forward to talking to someone more than talking to your partner. Sending suggestive memes, jokes, or I don't know, you say GIF or GIFs. What's the correct? I just say images or so I know somebody's gonna make fun of me for saying that the wrong way. And all those make sense, because then I think though too, like, okay, for me, well,
yeah.
mostly it's females at
Yeah.
work, but things happen sometimes and I'm at work and I'm just like telling people like there's Brittany or Donnie or
Yeah.
you, and I'm like, blah blah. I get home and I completely forget to like tell Nick all the little details, right? So now if it's an opposite sex person in your work and they're learning more about you, because let's say you're at work 9 to 5, your kid calls, you have this thing, you tell them, you guys talk through it. Well, by the time you get home at 5 o'clock, you might have forgot about it. So are you doing things deliberately, or is
I
it
don't know,
like,
because I'm notorious for forgetting to tell anybody, anything,
yes, you
just
are.
Ed,
Yeah.
telling anybody
Yeah.
anything. So I don't know. But I could see that where, like you're saying, everything happens so fast and then you forget. But I don't know. Wouldn't you call well, you would call Nick on your way to get to the thing and be like, dude, this just happened, blah, 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 blah.
I mean, sometimes our life is so stressful, like little things I don't even think to like, do you know what I mean? Because we have so much going on all the time that like if I called every time, oh,
It
there's
feels
something.
complicated. Like, why
It
are you
is.
making this so
But here's
complicated?
the one that said looking forward to talking to someone more than talking with your partner. Now I can see this one. And the only reason why I can see this one more than probably all the rest is because if you have, say us, for instance,
Mhm.
when you have a very complicated relationship, and all these children and all these things and all this stress and job stress and life. Sometimes every time you're on the phone with your partner,
You don't
it's
wanna talk
about
about it.
kids, money, life. Well, when there's somebody else in the room and they're like, "What'd you do today?" "Oh, I watched, Resident Alien on TV tonight. Oh, I watched that show." And you talk about nothing. That's more enjoyable
Yes,
sometimes
absolutely.
than the what did my kid do, what they not do, the life stuff.
I wanna just have some free, fun conversation and not have to deal with the crap that I have to deal with nonstop.
Right.
I could absolutely see that, but does that mean my intention is to cheat with that person? Maybe I'm
I don't
opening the
think so.
door, but maybe
Yeah.
I'm opening the door. So all of these things
Is
feel like
opening
entering
like yeah.
into, let me see, unintentional, let me see if this is okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy. My
Comparing your partner to someone else that you could be interested in. I think comparison is the thief of joy, but comparison is always
always,
you do that at work,
it's always.
you do that with your kids, you do it with your car, I mean, because
When I
I'm not
compare I compare it to my fantasy husband, which is Idris. I love him so much.
oh my god.
Every time he comes on television, I
Well,
say,
that's not
"Yeah,
even realistic.
look at my husband right there." He's like, "What the heck is wrong with you?" But to me, I'm just joking.
Right. But I think comparison comes from also not truths. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like me and you pretty much know everything that goes on. But let's say we pick some random person at work, right?
Mhm,
You might not know shit about them,
mhm.
but their marriage looks wonderful and their husband looks wonderful.
Yeah.
It's probably easy to go, well, her husband does this or her husband does that. And her husband, and you're thinking your husband doesn't do any of that when really he could be cheating on her and she knows about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but I do think people compare, especially if they're in a place of like,
Small little nicks in the foundation.
and how this came up is she's in the military
Okay.
and two people under her got written up
Yeah.
for whatever with
Mhm.
people who are their superiors and they're both married. And they were trying to say like we weren't cheating. And so this whole thing came out as this like they didn't cheat. But I mean they were on the path to cheating. And one of the spouses saw the phone, started with the messages. So like that's how we started this conversation. I found it very interesting to
But
turn
that hap
micro cheating.
I will tell you from that happens all the time in the military. But you are, like you said, with that person 12 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing stuff together. You got to get things accomplished. If you don't, you're going to be in trouble or whatever. So I absolutely could see that. I've even actually seen where the people, no, they don't get in trouble. Sometimes you get in trouble, but you got to have really strong proof to get in trouble. But that relationship separates and the new relationship starts. Because when I was in South Korea, I had a young soldier and officer doing the same thing, got caught. Both of them got in trouble, got kicked out, but they still together. And that's been 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And their spouses weren't the ones for them, but they made it work. I was very surprised that they are still together. Very surprised they even did that over there because it's so small. Everybody sees you. Everybody sees you downtown. Everybody sees you on base.
Right.
I mean, you can't hide that.
But I think that's like here too. You couldn't be out with somebody you're not supposed to be out with and not see somebody you know. And I think it comes down to like, I feel like your relationship with your partner. Like, I should be able to leave my phone out and I give a damn if you pick it up, you go through it, you look at, I mean, maybe my friend texts. I'd be more concerned about.
but I'm not hiding it from you. If you got read
I
it,
mean, right.
sucks to be you.
Right. But like that's probably gonna have more information you'd ever want to
Yeah.
know in there. Not about cheating or anything, just
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
But like I feel like when there's secrecy, that's where the problem is. Like if I can't leave your phone, like if I can't just pick up your phone anytime and look at it, if you've got passwords and not letting me see it and you say it's because of work and you turn off your life 360 or find me or there's
Those are
things that I
signs.
feel that are more significant. But if you're with a partner and you're like, hey, I gotta take my client to get lunch before we go look at houses. You good? This is who it is. If you want to look at my message, like
Yeah.
I feel like that sets a different tone.
Yeah.
But when you're sneaking or lying, and I like in the past, I've dealt with me dating people, and they were like, "Well, I didn't even realize that's what," like, they were talking to somebody else, and they were like, "I didn't even realize that that was inappropriate." And I'm like,
What do you mean?
they're like, "I was just being friendly." And I was like,
No.
no, this is beyond friendly. Asking what you're doing and like having conversations in the evening, like that is beyond friendly. So like I don't know if people are really that ignorant, like don't think about it because maybe in their mind they're innocent. Maybe in their mind they're not trying to do anything, but this other person definitely is.
Okay.
So like I feel like sometimes it's not even about you. It's like Tiffany, it's not that I don't trust you, but I don't trust these people.
Yes. I can see that.
You know what I
I
mean?
can
And
see that.
I think it's gotta be a communication too, because I think it goes down to hiding and secrecy.
Okay, so if you find yourself in these micro cheating
Yeah.
things, what are you supposed to do?
I mean, I guess I would say stop. You know what I mean? If you are listening to this and you're like,
Wait a
man, Mark at
minute.
work, I keep going to his page and I keep liking his pictures and I'm
And
staying
he
longer.
goes to the gym and he
Yeah.
shows his abs.
Yeah.
And he
You
always
probably need to
checks
take him
on
off your
me.
Facebook. Yeah.
When I'm come to work, if I look sad, he's asking what's wrong.
Mhm.
So yeah, you have to be real strong and say, you know what? This is not gonna be a good look. This is gonna lead to something that I don't want, issues in my relationship. Or you need to be honest with yourself and say, my relationship is not the best. And either I'm gonna do something about it or I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
And
And I think a big thing too is and maybe I'm speaking for myself, but everybody likes attention, positive attention. So like if you're not getting it from your partner, then it's very easy for someone to go, "I like your shirt." You like, "Oh, thanks." Yeah, like you're on cloud nine because somebody complimented your stupid shirt, you know? Like, so I think, like you said, if you're not in a good place, you have to put your own walls up. Because as soon as you get flattered or somebody gives you attention, and because that's what's said here too, intentionally sitting around or waiting to see this specific person. So, like when you said at work, if you're hanging out longer in a meeting or you're trying to get, and I think maybe, reading through those, I'm like, a lot of people probably don't even realize that's what they're doing.
Because sometimes, like you just said, I'll wait around because I want to say, hey, I saw
Yeah.
you did this, or I just want to say hey to that person, and maybe they're opposite sex. I have no desire to be in
Right.
another relationship. I just want to say, hey, I saw something you
Right.
did. Congratulations.
But that it can be innocent from
Right.
you. But what if they take it as, because what if they have a crush on you and you don't know? And they've never entertained it because you're married.
I'm so naive. I wouldn't even try.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. So, like, it can be just that's why I wonder why people say you have to put up walls regardless and not have like friends of the opposite sex or this or that. Because I wonder if that's the reason. Like, you can be naive and not want it, but
Yeah.
if they do, they could slowly chip away at that. Like,
Yeah, because they can catch me on a bad day that I had an argument or something with Ed, and then yeah, let me tell you about what's happening right now. I'm
Yeah.
pissed off. And then, like you say, if they keep doing that and every time they
well,
catch me in the moment of, oh, shoot, I'm just frustrated and pissed off. Okay, yeah, it could be innocent in the beginning, but oh, shit, what would it lead to? I
yeah.
don't know.
And I think too, like, I just feel like it's so easy nowadays with social media, texting, deleting texting, running into people. I think social media, especially, you can really start something on social media. Little comments, private. Instagram has like,
WhatsApp?
yeah, and Instagram has the incognito where you could flip up and it's like secret. It disappears after you do. As soon as you text it, it disappears. Like there's all these settings. Snapchat, like now they have the instance on Instagram. Like there's all these ways that I feel like the world is created to make it easy for you to make mistakes. And so I feel like if you're not protecting it and you're not talking about it,
Mhm.
especially with like whoever you're dating,
Mm-hmm.
be like, or married to, be like, hey, these are my hard stops. You don't need to be texting somebody else. You don't need to be whatever, hanging out at lunch, going out with people. I mean, you have to set the boundaries. Otherwise, I think it's too loose and like,
Wow.
you may not have cheated, but
Crazy.
these are kind of like
They
kicking
are
the door
yeah,
open.
they some of them are almost like you're saying, blatantly, I feel like cheating.
I do.
Because
When you're
why-
deleting shit,
Yes, or I can't look at your phone. If I grab the phone, you have a conniption fit. Oh my God, no, that's mine. Now you
Yeah.
what? I've been looking at your phone for 17 years. Excuse me?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to have a conversation because Jesus, no, this cannot happen.
I do not understand it. And listen, to each their own. And I don't want people attacking us because we're judging other people. But I have never understood it when a couple says they're not allowed to look at each other's stuff.
Huh?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, no, they don't get our passwords. You should just trust each other. Then why would you like? I feel like that instantly is red flag. I should be able to go into your Facebook, your Instagram, your phone anytime I want.
Email?
I'm not saying I'm doing it, but I should be able to if I wanted to. Like,
That's wild.
right. So why?
Huh? Don't we share everything else? We share these bills.
Right. So what are we? So what are we saying that you
house.
don't want me to see or who you know what I'm saying?
Especially
Like,
if it's not work related, it's
Right.
personal, your personal stuff.
Right.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
We paid this bill together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's automatically gonna be
Red flag to me for sure. But I don't know. So I guess people just have to pay attention to what they're doing. Because
yeah.
when I saw work husband, I died laughing, and I'm like,
He's gonna be like, what?
I call Edward work husband all the
Yes,
time.
he is your work husband. I would happily give him to you when he is doing things that
But
are
listen, on the flip side, if I went to Nick's work and some chick said that Nick was her work husband, I'd lose my freaking mind.
we both gonna lose our mind because
What a hypocrite!
you're not in the inner circle.
Well, what hypocrite?
What you mean?
I'm a hypocrite. I walk around all day.
No, because Nick
We're
knows
all
him.
close. And we're all
Yes,
close.
we are
but-
very close. Nick knows
Yeah.
him and knows the level of that relationship. So there is no worry, no concern.
Yeah.
But this chick outside that we don't know, yes, we're gonna have a problem. And you're gonna have to take me up there with you and let us see her and say, excuse me, what are you doing?
Yeah.
This will
I
not
agree.
happen no more.
Yeah. Because
It-
Edward's really just like another bestie.
Yeah, but I think even in that situation, if it started to become people are saying this is his work wife, at some point there should be some kind of introduction.
Yeah.
And chick, I'm gonna have to know you and you gonna have to know me. And then the
Right.
phone can't be I
Hidden,
can't sit
no
in the
crap,
phone
yeah.
and you text to her out what the
Yeah.
okay, yes, it would have to be some boundaries. So
Yeah.
if you're in this situation and you're seeing the signs, you need to speak up.
Speak up.
Yeah.
And it's always better, I think, to speak up and bring it on the table instead of wondering and creeping and thinking you gotta it's better to just be like, hey, let me see your phone. If they say no, I'd be like, why? I mean, that would be my first question. Not when they say, oh, it's work, you can't. If your work is that secretive, it wouldn't be on your
it would
personal
not be
phone.
on your phone.
Yeah.
I can attest
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah. So I feel like,
So micro cheating.
so reevaluate what you're doing. And if it doesn't seem right, you should probably
don't do it.
clean it up.
Yes, ma'am.
Clean it up.
Absolutely. After we done told you, because some of those things, I was like, I had no idea that was considered micro cheating.
Yeah.
It's just cheating. How about we
How
just
about
say
say
that
it's
word?
cheating? Yeah.
All right, guys. What do you think about micro cheating? Cheating? Is it the same? Let us know in the comments down below. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah.
And until next time, bye, guys.